Oh boy, another nice day. What is up, everybody? This is Mr. Mac Daddy X, just here to give you a channel update and my impressions of Tekken Tag Tournament 2 so far, which I love the game so far. Right now, let me hit Tag 2 first. It's if I had to review the game, and give this thing like the grade school rating, you know what I'm saying, like 1 out of 5, or say, F through A, I would give this game an A- easy. You know what I'm saying? An A- is what this game gets. Whereas Tekken 6, with all of its greatness, also has so many faults. I would give it a B+ overall. And here's my reasons for it. I mean, so far, it seems like Tekken Tag has most of the, or if not everything that Tekken 6 had to offer, that you want to get when you buy a video game that's new like this. But in addition to that, it made so many improvements. That's what I feel like in Tag. Tag makes so many improvements over Tekken 6, and I actually feel like the development team tried this time when it came to the online. It feels like they tried when it came to making sure that players can't cheat. You know what I'm saying? Not easily when they're disconnecting and things. And a real tested game. This feels like a real quality assurance thing. It feels like they've done their work this time in Tag 2, and I praise them. Good job, Namco. Good job, development team. In Tekken 6, I liked the game system, but the game engine hadn't really changed since Tekken 3. You know what I'm saying? So the things that were wrong with Tekken 6 was the online was not perfect. It was functional, but it was not great. And I do feel like the online here is good so far. Haven't had any issues on release with the netcode like we did in Tekken 6. Haven't noticed or come into anything so far with ranked mode that tells me that things are not fixed. You know what I'm saying? That's the feeling. Anything that I've been looking for things that says this is not fixed yet. Now, as far as gameplay is concerned, there's some stuff to talk about there, but there isn't going to be any real huge complaints from me. It feels like they did a good job balancing the characters, actually put in some work. So some characters are still overpowered. Some of the characters that were lacking in Tekken 6, they probably did too good of a job to make them come up to speed, and so they're now overpowered, and there's this all balanced game going on, but they tried, and there's going to be character tiers. I don't know what they are as of yet. I don't know where King stands, since that's my main character. But I can tell you a little bit, well, I can definitely tell you they did a good job attempting to make this game good and balanced and, something for everyone, just like always. But they did a good job this time. What I can tell you, let me get into telling you some things about King. With King, he has a lot of nerfs, meaning they did things that made him less powerful, but he also has a lot of improvements too. He has a lot of improvements in the single striking area, meaning, or the single move area, if you will, executing single moves. I mean, they gave him, he can do the Jaguar step backwards now to go into either Mexican Magma Drive or any of those moves, so I love that. That gives him more flexibility, more movement possibilities with zoning. I love to zone people. People know me for that, defending and outranging my opponents, and that just helps him do it better. They gave him a launcher that's really good now, kind of like Li Chaolan's launcher, where you can just send you flying straight up in the air. King has that now too with down 1-2, so that's really good. He also has a tracking move from ducking position. You do a while standing 2, do that twice, and that move hits people trying to sidestep. That is wonderful. Thank you, Namco. You know what I'm saying? Those things, the single execution moves, are where King is improved. Where King has been nerfed are his combos. So meaning the combos where you were using any type of throw as a part of the combo, King suffers greatly from this, being not a striking character. They made changes in the game. For example, in air combos, in Tekken 6 you could do between 20 and 30 damage with a throw in the air. And now you can only get between 12 and 15. That's it. And so that damage is nerfed. That really hurts characters like King. Same thing with the combos on the ground. They made it so that you cannot chain combos on the ground at the end of a combo against the wall and things of that nature. So that hurts King. That hurts him pretty good, because he was getting a lot of good damage to make him still viable. Even though he was in the C tier, he could still fight anybody. I was able to combat and compete against anybody before. I don't know how this is going to change things now. Will I still be able to hang with, say, the S classes, which are still there? Steve Fox and Bob are still nasty in this game. I don't know. We'll have to see over the long term how these character tiers affect things. I'm pretty sure I'll still be able to fight, but the fact that I cannot finish combos, for example, back 1, used at the end of a combo to carry someone from coast to coast with King, you can't do it anymore. you can't use it anymore. As a part of the combo, they nerfed it so that you can't use that to carry coast to coast. So King doesn't have that ability yet. I'll have to figure out other things to take people. I've been using alternatives to squeeze out more damage, but it's not maximum damage like it was in Tekken 6 to actually reach that wall, or to be able to do things like just to cause more massive damage like I could before. I can't do that anymore. I'll have to figure out something else with King. So mixed feelings overall about that one character, but overall I'm pretty sure everybody has their nerfs to complain about and their buffs to praise. But for now, I'm going to say that I think all I need to do is put some more time and work into King and playing him in practice mode and ranked matches and things. Find out what other people are figuring out too, and I've already figured out some things to kind of supplement the damage that I've lost, and so that's good. Damage that I've lost, I've already figured out a few other combos that I'm doing differently now in Tag 2, just to make up for damage, and so I just need to put some more work into it. So it's a work in progress. We'll see how it turns out, but overall, very good. Multi-throws are the same. I would have liked to see a couple new multi-throws, but won't really complain too much about that. He's pretty solid. The last new multi-throw that he received was in Tekken 5, and that was the whole Mexican Magma Driver 2 chain. I would like to see something more that he could do, or maybe some multi-throws that he could start from doing ground throws. That would be really cool. Or maybe starting a multi-throw from the air. I would have liked to see them either give that to King or Dragonoff or Armor King, but they didn't do that. So those are just some hints for you, Namco, for next time. Mac Daddy X says that you should do more multi-throws, But let me see, the thing is about the gameplay. The gameplay, how it works now is you have tag assaults. And tag assaults let you do additional damage when you start combos that bound. So if you use a bound, all you do is hit the tag button right after you execute the bound and before the bound hits. If you do that, then your other dude will come out in a tag assault. He can do a couple of moves, and then he'll go out and you can come back and continue doing your doing, or you can do a move that finishes so that you can officially switch out during the tag assault. You have those options. It's either for damage or for positioning and other things, but that's very cool. It's a cool mechanic. It's definitely needed if you are on a team. And the reason I say that is because you have the option now to play solo. So, I mean, I have to praise Namco for that. It seems like they did a good job attempting to balance that. I don't know yet if a solo character will actually be considered overpowered, because I can tell you from playing player matches so far, I've been winning most of them. I went almost 70-2 just playing yesterday. I only had 2 losses. Okay, but I was only using King for the most part. I had started off trying to use Armor King, but it wasn't working out, and so I just stuck with King. And I used him alone, and while everybody else was using tag combos and tag team stuff, I used King by himself. And I was taking people down, and I was like, well, is this overpowered because I have advantages? For example, I don't have to worry about switching out, and I'm doing massive damage to people when they're attempting to switch out, or, when I feel like they're going to do something because they're on a team. Well, we don't know yet. I feel like it is pretty balanced, because you do lose a lot of life still when you attempt to go at it alone. So you have to be careful, that's all. But it's still a very good thing that they allowed you to do that. And they're making it seem like it's perfectly fair. It's perfect. It's not like they have one pool of players in the tag and one pool of players in the single. Everybody can still fight, so that means there's still going to continue to be matches. You're never going to be sitting there, waiting for like 15 minutes for a match, online. So very good job, Namco. They seem to be, dare I say this, what I'm about to say is sacrilegious here, okay, so hold on. I hate that it's come to this. Namco seems to be a little bit ahead of everyone else in the fighting games. I know, it hurts for me to say that. I'm an old school 2D fighter head. Grandfathered in with Tekken, Street Fighter, Virtua Fighter, you name it. I was there from the start in arcades for all of them. But Tekken is on top right now, man. With Tag 2, it's just a little bit too much. And I have a feeling that because it's so well balanced, only the hardcore 2D fighters are not going to play this. Only them. And that's really, that's saying something big. I think a lot of people are going to come into Tag because it's so much fun. Getting to have, up to 4 people playing at the same time, and getting all of these new mechanics that are good enough to be tournament worthy, but still fun enough to be casual. They did a good job. And so I feel like the reason I feel like it's on top is, for example, take a character like King, who has terrible low options and not as good striking as all other characters, but is supposed to be a close range character. The reason I praise them for making King as versatile as he is in throwing is because he has the element of chance. You know, he brings, with multi-throws, you get that element of, you know, take away your opponent's ability to strike and to time and have good reflexes and just rely on guess games, you know what I'm saying? Where you have either a 1/4 or 1/3 chance or whatever it's going to be, 50% chance to break a throw. And you even the playing field, no matter how skilled your opponent is, they get wrapped up in the multi-throw, there's a good chance that they can take damage, big damage. And that's what I like about King. I feel like with his options and multi-throws, it gives him something as a character mechanic other fighting games are greatly lacking in. You know, you take a fighting games like, say Dead or Alive, or say Street Fighter, or say Soul Calibur, Virtua Fighter, all these games, they have some things. They have some multi-throw options, but it's not like an 8-part 126 damage, which, you know, is over 60% of your life, multi-throw for a character that specializes in throws. They have specialty characters, but it's not that advanced. You see what I'm saying? And Namco's started to pull ahead in that mechanic. It's the reason I enjoy playing King and Tekken right now more than I enjoy playing, say, Owie and Virtua Fighter. You know what I'm saying? Or Tina and Dead or Alive, or you name it, basically. It's just on top for me right now. And that's a good feeling to know that it's still like this in Tag 2. I mean, it has to be addressed. I had to say it. So I know it's sacrilegious. I'm sorry to have to say that Tekken is on top right now, but it is. And Street Fighter is probably a close second right now as far as community. The difference, I'm not saying one is better than the other, because 2D versus 3D, the only difference is there's differences in zoning and ranging, whereas in 2D it's much easier to implement a gameplay strategy at pro level to do like footsies, to do things like have fireball fights and range and zone your opponent. That's kind of different in 3D. In 3D, you have to rely much more so on your quickness and versatility, to being able to sidestep, being able to do more things to get out of the way of incoming damage than you do in a 2D fighter, where you have to basically just address it. So I can't really say which one is more difficult to play, because one is more offensive and one is more defensive. 3D fighters are much more offensive. It caters to the person who is aggressive. 2D fighters are much more defensive. It caters to the person who sits back, is composed, and waits. And I don't want to say turtle or lame it out, but it caters to the person that, you know, just waits, is patient. You know what I'm saying? It's just different. To do well in either, you have to put in the time, and you have to have that mentality. You know, in Tekken and in Virtua Fighter and all the 3D games, you have to have a mentality to attack and attack a lot, and break down your opponent's defense. But with Street Fighter, you know what I'm saying, and a lot of the other popular 2D fighters, you have to have the mentality that I'm stronger than you defensively, you know, no matter what you throw at me, I'm just going to cause you damage. You know what I'm saying? You sit back more, you know. And so, but either way, at pro level, they're both very good. But for me, Tekken is on top right now. It's just really, really good. So those are my thoughts on Tag 2. I'm gonna have to give it an A-. It's just it's too good. You know, I look forward to actually playing with you guys when I have time to play. You know, in the past I've always put together these game plans with the channel, like, oh, I'm going to dedicate, you know, a week every week, a day every week, and post something fresh and new, because I want to do something creative for the channel. And those plans always fail as real life stuff keeps happening. You know what I'm saying? I have these reminders that I'm not single anymore. I have to, you know, I have to deal with all these problems and then game second. So my only plan for the future with this channel is to have no plan. I'm just going to play whenever I have the time, and I'm just going to post whenever I have the time, as often as I can. And you know, and whenever I have a chance, now that Tag is out, I can't wait to play with you guys and show you guys, you know, what I do. That's my plan. Have no plan. Going forward, you know, there's just too much, man, too much going on. I also would like to, not just Tekken, but also I'm into trying to figure out how to play more World of Warcraft and how to actually get better at it, how to actually get better at StarCraft. I have my boy Jinsu helping me out with that. Jinsu from ATL, what's up, man? He's been helping me with StarCraft. He's a little better than I am. I'm kind of falling behind, because I have this like cheesy rushdown mentality where, you know, if I'm just going to build up a massive force or army, send it right at you, and if you defend it, I lose. You know what I'm saying? So I have to figure out how to increase my skill, because I really do want to play StarCraft 2 in the future. And so I'll be hanging out on StarCraft 1 Brood War for a while. You know, I may post some videos with that, show you guys what my play style is. Same thing with with World of Warcraft, I play a level 19 character. He stays at level 19. I PvP at the highest level there. I'll tell you more about that. But I'm still kind of terrible in that too. You know, I really feel my age starting to creep up. I'm getting old, man. I'm not good at games anymore. You know what I'm saying? And but that's cool. I'll just keep posting videos. Whatever I'm playing at the time, you know, you guys will see it. I would love to get into more interviews, more like real life stuff that I do that I'm good at. You know, I'm real good at billiards. I'm also pretty well read when it comes to like book smart knowledge type stuff. I'll share more things with you guys, and I'd like to show you guys how I play pool, how some of the shots that I made to win a championship. You know, how do you perform at the highest level, and other things besides video games too. Let's get it. You know what I'm saying? So that's all for now that I can think of as far as how things are going. Love Tag 2. And right now I think I'm just going to jump into some player matches. Got some things to show you. Here. So you can see this. Oh, my Afterglow. I think you've already seen this. This is the new pad that I bought specifically for tag, and it's working out beautifully. Can execute anything on it. And of course, as you know, let's see. You've already seen this before too. I also play tag with the arcade stick, and that's working out pretty well too. Both are executing well, and yeah, it's pretty gravy right now. And so that's pretty much it right now, guys. If I have the time, I'll make sure to team up with you guys if we can do it. I don't know if we can do it online yet, you know, but I'm looking forward to it. So this is Mr. Mac Daddy X signing out. I'm gonna jump into some ranked mode matches. This is actually the first time I'm going into ranked mode, so we'll see. I'll keep my fingers crossed. But peace out and happy gaming.